Hello everyone, I'm Ginny and let's talk Vladimir, this beautiful fella right here. Vladimir has been my favorite champion. Even now with this new champions, I still like him best. Now he's still probably not on the meta because he's not being reworked. The biggest problem that I see with him, and mind you that I've lost a shit ton of games with him, so I know what I'm talking about. The biggest problem with him, in my opinion, is that in order for him to be of any use at all, you need to be attacking, because leveling, focusing on leveling him up is not worth it. It definitely is not worth it, because in the end game, he will still level up. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, he will level up as long as you attack with him like 2 times. He will level up. So the problem is, he looks like a mid-range champion, but he's not a mid-range champion. He's very mediocre at that, because if you play him thinking about mid-range decks, he will end up hurting you more than helping, because one damage on your own units is very, very harmful. You can lose tempo very fast, and your deck may be very easy to control if you do that. So it's not worth it. As a rush deck, it's not even worth commenting, because you can't. Most of cards, let's say that you want to play him on curve with 5 mana. Most cards that have lower mana requirements than that, these cards tend to have less HP, so they are going to die either way. And then you may say, no, that's not true because of that card from Feyord and that card from Demacia. Yeah, it has some wiggle room, but then again, he only works when you have a board. And now you're counting on having Vladimir, having cards that work with them, and having all of these stick to the board. You cannot do that. You can't. That's why the value that he brings to the game tends not to be worth it. But then I found a way to kind of make him work, and now I'm using, it's probably the game that you're seeing right now. I'm using I call it a Necro Vladimir deck. So I count on Rekindler and some other cards to bring him back, or to make him ethereal, to make him attack, and of course, if he's going to get taken away, if he's going to get killed anyway, at least I'm going to attack with an ephemeral copy of it, with that 8 dropped from Isle. So yeah, I think it works best when he's played later on the game. He's not very good if you play him on the early stages, and on the mid stages of the game he can be very lackluster. He can be very disappointing to play as well. You can have, however, a lot of fun playing him later on the game, because at that point, generally all the enemy's removal will be wasted already if you play other cards that are important that pressure him to use removal. So you try to force him to use removal with other cards first, and then you can use Vladimir on the later stages of the game, and since he will probably already be leveling up, or at least be close to it, and you are generating cards. For example, I'm using Mist Wraiths combos, and since you're using these, you will have a kind of easier job having a board later on in the game, because you will have mana to do it, to summon multiple units in one turn, and you will have mana to summon Vladimir as well. So this is actually the deck that I found most use of. I'm probably gonna make a video about him in the future. Even though, like, I managed to stick with to Diamond, I think, 1 rank below Masters, high up Diamond. I didn't manage to get Masters with this deck. I don't know if it's probably because I didn't have enough time, but I really think that it still needs some tweaking. It still needs something that needs to be done with it. I didn't have much time to think about it yet. But this is how I think Vladimir should be played, and if you have a different opinion than me, then please write down in the comments. I'm very open to a discussion. I'm very open to a friendly conversation about it, because this is my favorite champion. So if you're like me, really like the champion, let's talk about it and see if we can find a way to make him work. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching and see ya!